What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you're fantastic today. And today we're going to be talking about the future of Security Breach. The game has been out almost 2 weeks now, which is pretty insane. 2 weeks has gone already. We've got all of the endings. I think we found basically everything in the game so far. We got all the endings. We got the wall code. And we've got all the CDs. For about a week, nobody's found anything new yet. So I'm pretty sure that is it for Security Breach for now. We found basically everything. And if you remember in the interview I did a couple of weeks ago, Steelwool did confirm in the interview that DLC is potentially happening in the future of the game, which is really, really exciting. It seems like they already know a plan about what this DLC is going to be about and what the plot's going to be. Is it going to be a really cool story? Are we going to get new areas of the mall, etc.? So I thought I'd do a video on my ideas on what the DLC is going to be about. Is it going to be a prequel? Are we going to see Glamrock Bonnie in the prequel? Is it going to be a sequel where we're going to see the return of Glitchtrap, although Afton's dead, possibly? Is Glitchtrap still alive at the mall? Are we going to go back and destroy him? It also depends on what ending is canon, you know? Is the Princess Quest ending canon, or is the Afton ending canon? However, the first thing for the future of Security Breach is the updates. Steelwool are going to be working hard on bug fixes. During my Security Breach playthrough, I didn't really experience any game-breaking bugs, but I have seen from some people there's been some performance issues and bugs. Steelwool have already said and address the situation where they've said they're going to try and fix all the bugs and make the performance like a lot better. I do agree. During my playthrough, there were some lag spikes when I was going into new areas and stuff like that. So the game isn't fully optimized yet, and that Steelwool did say that in the interview. So I think that's their main priority for now, is to get the performance optimized and perfect. So when the DLC does come out in the future, there's not going to be any crazy bugs left in the game still, and the game should be running, you know, running perfectly. Now, unused content is an interesting one. I've seen Fusion do a video about it as well, about an unused gallery. Just like FNaF VR, there was a gallery where you can, you know, see the models of the animatronics and stuff. I think that's going to be in a future update. Apparently, there was also playable bowling in the game as well that was unused. So maybe we're going to see that as well in the future. And Monty's golf course mini game, there is actually 18 holes in that instead of 9. And apparently they're basically finished. So I think we're going to see that in a later update as well. I also think later on we're going to see more playable mini games as well, just like the Balloon World one. I do think there was going to be more than that, but still will run out of time. I think in a future update or the DLC, we're going to get some more playable mini games. I think the Balloon World one that we played, and there was an Easter egg saying goodnight, it was like an indicator to show like there's going to be more playable mini games, and there's going to be glitches and glitch traps going to be in there and stuff like that. I feel like more mini games are going to happen as well. Whether Steelwool leave that for the future DLC or they add it as an update, I don't know. Whether they continue to make bowling playable in the future, whether they add that to the DLC or not, I don't know either. You know, the main one that they've addressed for the updates is bug fixes. So whether they include the gallery with the bug fixes or any unused content, we'll have to wait and see. But their main priority right now, when Christmas and New Year is done, is to fix some bugs. Let's talk about the DLC. Now, these are my ideas, and I'm guessing you guys have got some great ideas as well. Make sure you include them in the comment section. Any ideas you want, even if they're freaking wild, man. Like freaking Michael Afton comes back and explodes them all with a nuke. Any ideas, put them in the comment section, because Steelwool do watch my videos. So anything you say, they might check the comment section and be like, that's a good idea. Write that down, Steelwool. Write that down. We're going to put that in the DLC. You never know. That's why in today's video, I'm just going to freaking throw loads of ideas out. Maybe one of them sticks to the Steelwool wall, Steelwool wall, and they put it in the DLC. We'll have to wait and see, because the good thing about Security Breach is that it's quite vague, right? We still don't know when it's set, how long the Pizzaplex has been open for, and did it remain open after Afton got freaking destroyed by Blobby. Although it's vague, it gives Security Breach billions of potential to make a prequel DLC or a game, to make a sequel DLC or a game. The first one we're going to be talking about is a prequel. How would a prequel work in Security Breach? Now, a prequel could work in a few different ways. We can have a prequel like Little Nightmares DLC, where you play as a different character. Maybe we play as a different kid that goes into the mall. And in the prequel, it could be when Glitchtrap and Vanny are just about to take over the whole mall. So the Glamrock animatronics are starting to get possessed and chaos is starting to take over, where the main enemy in the DLC is not really the Glamrock animatronics, it's more Vanny. Because we didn't really get to see Vanny in the main game. Going through Vanny's backstory with Glitchtrap and having Vanny as the main enemy that we have to hide from, I think that will, you know, give the fans what they want, seeing more Vanny, but also giving more backstory to the mall. When was it built? When did Vanny get involved in the Pizzaplex? What happened with Glitchtrap? How did Glitchtrap get there and take over the mall and possess all the Glamrock animatronics? We do get a little bit of backstory in the CD files if you haven't seen them before. It basically does go into a little bit of backstory with Vanny going to the mall and setting off the virus in the mall and making the animatronics go crazy. We'd like to see that. Imagine having cutscenes of Vanny, you know, tampering with the animatronics and, the, you know, spreading the virus and seeing Glitchtrap on the monitors and stuff like that. The two main enemies in the game are Vanny and Glitchtrap. And we don't actually see Glitchtrap at all in the whole game. We only see him as Afton. I don't really count that as the iconic Glitchtrap, right? It's more like Glitchtrap is inside of Afton and that's why he's got purple eyes and stuff. So I don't really technically count that as Glitchtrap. It still is, but you know what I mean. A prequel could go a long way, and with a prequel, we could see Glamrock Bonnie, and we can see what happened to Glamrock Bonnie, because apparently Glamrock Bonnie got replaced by Monty. Why? There's been lots of theories going around. Vanny destroyed Glamrock Bonnie to upgrade Afton. I think that's a pretty cool idea because, you know, Glamrock Bonnie is a rabbit. Afton is a rabbit. So Vanny used some of Glamrock Bonnie's parts to fix Afton. We know Afton's been fixed because he's got the actual Glamrock endoskeleton hands and stuff. So we know that is the case. Do you guys think Glamrock Bonnie was used to repair Afton? I think that would be an interesting story, and we could see that perspective where we can see Glamrock Bonnie and, you know, we can see his character for the first time and then see him get destroyed and see what Glamrock Freddy thinks about it and stuff like that. It'd be a really nice perspective of the origins of the Pizzaplex, the origins of Vanny taking over the mall with Glitchtrap. I think it would give a bigger perspective of everything. And I think that would be really cool to see. If we do a prequel, I don't think it would be Gregory. I think we would either play as a different kid, like Little Nightmares, how Little Nightmares do it. Or we could be playing as Vanny. I think that would be really cool to get a villain perspective of things. Or we could be playing as Vanessa. Well, I think it would be a cool take to actually play as a kid. And the kid actually has something bad happen to them rather than a good ending. You know, just like Little Nightmares DLC. I won't spoil the Little Nightmares, but you play as different kids in the DLC, and it's not always a good ending. I feel like that would be a really cool perspective where the DLC, we play as a different kid and something bad happens to them at the end of the DLC, and that's the ending. It doesn't have to go further than that. The kid doesn't have to escape the mall or something. The kid could get killed by Vanny and Glitchtrap or something like that. And it would be so cool to get an end cutscene and taken down into the pizzeria where Afton is. An amazing cutscene that would be, where the kid gets thrown down there and Afton comes out and attacks the kid or something like that. That would be awesome. And it would be a bad ending. And I feel like FNaF needs something like that, because it's always, you know, oh, we burn down the pizzeria and it's a happy ending. We kill Afton, the end. I think with DLC, especially if it's a prequel, you know, you've got so much potential of having bad endings where Vanny and Glitchtrap are at their most power before Gregory comes in and you know, and wrecks everything, destroys their plans. You know, we know that Vanny and Glitchtrap have been killing multiple kids, because, you know, there's a newspaper article saying, you know, 10s and 20s of kids have gone missing at the Pizzaplex. So something's been going on there. We don't know a lot about it, but Vanny and Glitchtrap have definitely been killing kids in that mall. So wouldn't it be cool to have a perspective of one of those kids going around the mall, hiding from Vanny and Glitchtrap, and then the ending, the climax, you know, we do get caught and we do get thrown down into Afton's lair and we get killed. And that's the end of the DLC. Like I said, very similar to Little Nightmares DLC. Plays a different character and something bad happens at the end. It's not always a happy ending. And like I said, I do think FNaF needs something like that, to be honest. Get different perspectives of things and victims rather than, you know, escaping the mall and getting the good ending. That would really show how powerful Vanny and Glitchtrap are, and it will also give more depth to the characters and Afton as well, if we see Afton too. That's the first idea. A prequel DLC, Glamrock Bonnie, Vanny and Glitchtrap taking over, seeing more of Afton and Glitchtrap, how it happened, how Afton got repaired and stuff, and having a perspective from a different kid who went missing. I feel like that would be amazing. The next DLC idea I had was the perspective of Vanessa in the present time. What I mean by that is when Gregory is in the mall roaming around with Glamrock Freddy, I thought it would be interesting to have a DLC where we play as Vanessa during that same night, if that makes sense. So when we're playing as Vanessa, the first part where we, you know, see Gregory, I think it would be pretty cool to actually get that perspective of playing as Vanessa and doing our own things. You know, there might be different tasks that we need to do. I think there's more to Vanessa than meets the eye, and you know, that will probably be a separate video who I think Vanessa is, but there's potential where, you know, if Vanessa is Vanny, it would be interesting to see the perspective of Glitchtrap talking in her head, telling her what to do, what tasks to do. You know, we could go around the mall where we have to, you know, get an animatronic part for Afton and stuff like that, and the, you know, the possessed endos are trying to kill us or something like that. The problem with that is that Vanessa doesn't get attacked by the Glamrock animatronics at all. So there might have to be something else. You know, there might have to be another threat for Vanessa. You know, the rumor is that Vanessa and Vanny are sisters. It would be pretty cool to get the perspective of Vanessa to go in more depth with that. You know, maybe Vanessa's there to try and save her sister from Glitchtrap, you know, and she might be, you know, she might be trying her best to save her sister, going around the mall, investigating what's going on. She doesn't really know the full picture. I think it would be pretty cool to play as Vanessa and, you know, go into more detail about that. You know, how is she going to try and save her sister? Why is she there? Just bring more depth to the characters and more, you know, backstory about why they're there in the first place. If Vanessa isn't Vanny, have a DLC in the present time where Gregory is playing as Vanny and not Vanessa. I think it would be a really cool perspective again to be Vanny and doing really cool things like that, you know, trying to stop Gregory and doing things for Glitchtrap and stuff like that. So we've got the prequel, we've got the present DLC idea. Now let's talk about the future DLC. Now, what ending happened in Security Breach? We don't know. I think one of these two endings is the canon ending, the Princess Quest ending, and number two, the Afton ending. I think one of those is the canon ending. Either one of those can create the next future DLC. So let's talk about the Princess Quest ending. How would that ending make future DLC? So as you guys know, with the Princess Quest ending, we rescue Vanny from the Princess Quest minigames. Her soul is trapped behind the cage by Glitchtrap, and we set her free. And the ending is, she takes off her mask and then gets out of there. That's a nice ending, right? But Afton's still down there, and Glitchtrap's still down there. The only thing that Gregory did was save Vanny. Glitchtrap's still there, overtaking them all, and Afton's still down there as well. So what's going to happen? Glitchtrap is just going to find a new person to possess and be the next Vanny, and, you know, go and get more kids and kill them all. That's what would happen with the Princess Quest ending. Although Gregory has saved Vanny, Glitchtrap is still there. That would make some pretty cool future DLC. Either we go back to the mall as Gregory and Glamrock Freddy because, you know, we've got unfinished business to do. So maybe the aftermath of Princess Quest ending, Vanny/Vanessa, whoever it is, says to Gregory, "Thank you for rescuing me, but Glitchtrap is still there. you need to go back. Why don't we all go back like the Avengers? They all go back to the mall. Glamrock Freddy, Gregory, Vanessa / Vanny, whoever it is. They all go back to the mall and they finally take down Glitchtrap. You know, we'd see the Glamrock animatronics again, and maybe Glitchtrap has had time to make more cool robots and more new enemies. Maybe he's got a new servant who's working for him. You know, the new Vanny. That would be cool. I think that would make great DLC. I think it really would. And maybe the mall's more run down. Maybe we go a few years later or something, or next week. But you know, I feel like Glitchtrap could make new monsters, and I think we'd get a proper like ending. I think that would make a proper ending if something like that happened. Because I think one of the biggest complaints about Security Breach people had is that the endings were lackluster. Even though the Afton fight was amazing, people thought the cutscene was very quick and sudden and didn't really explain anything. You know, who's the Blob? Who's Mr. Blobby? Kind of got a rough idea, but I'm pretty like the DLC would like, you know, set in stone more about that and what's going on. And they can do that in the prequel as well. Completely forgot about Blobby. You know, I think the prequel could talk more about the origins of Blobby and stuff like that, how, you know, Blobby was created. You know, there's loads of theories about Blobby, whether that's Molten Freddy from Pizza Simulator or that's all the other spirits that were killed during the Pizzaplex era and created into one massive creation of all the dead kid spirits and stuff. We still don't know. It's very vague. Anyway, sorry. Future DLC would be really cool to go back as Gregory to take down Glitchtrap. Another idea is that we just go as Vanessa or both. So we have a perspective of Gregory and a perspective from Vanessa where, you know, we play as both of them and it cuts between different ones. So Gregory might have to go to a specific area to get a key pass to get into blah, 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 right? And then it switches to a different perspective where Vanessa is going down into the sewers because she needs to retrieve an item that's going to take down Glitchtrap or something like that. And different perspectives would be cool. It changes the mechanics because, you know, Gregory and Glamrock Freddy, we know the mechanics of Gregory and Glamrock Freddy, so that would be welcoming. But Vanessa might have a different perspective where she might be more vulnerable. When you play as Vanessa, you know, she can't fit inside Glamrock Freddy. So maybe it might be a bit more stealthy, stuff like that. Princess Quest ending would be a good... you know, Afton would be still alive to give him more depth. Blob, Glitchtrap, they're all still there. So I think that would be a really cool DLC to show Vanessa getting revenge on Glitchtrap for, you know, getting her possessed or something, or getting Vanny possessed. What would the future DLC be like if the Afton ending happened? So what happened in the Afton ending is Afton got completely destroyed by Blob. Keep saying blob, blobby, or blob. Squidward. Technically, Afton doesn't die. He just gets taken away by Blob. So we don't really know what happened after that. Is Afton still alive? However, even if Afton died, Glitchtrap is still alive. 100% in the Afton ending. Although Glitchtrap has taken over Afton, Glitchtrap is a virus, you know. He's still in the mall. He's still everywhere. Unless his core, like his main core, was inside Afton at that point, and then, you know, that happened. I still feel like Glitchtrap is still there in the mall. So again, it can still be future DLC where Gregory comes back to take down Glitchtrap with Glamrock Freddy. And in that ending, we don't even know what happens to Vanny or Vanessa, or if they're the same person. We don't know. There's nothing that tells us about Vanny or Vanessa. So even though Afton gets destroyed by Blob, Glitchtrap could still be inside of Vanny. So that could lead to future DLC where, you know, Vanny's still there. And Vanny can then be the main villain because Afton's now gone out the way. It will give more breathing room for Vanny to take over Afton as a villain and give her more potential on being evil and stuff. So yeah, again, I still think that's a good future DLC as well. Although Afton's dead, we don't know if Vanny or Glitchtrap are still there too. So future DLC, that would work well as well. Gregory going back. It's still the same. Both endings work. Princess Quest ending still works. Afton ending still works. The main basis of it is that we return to the mall and we finish what we started. I know that in the Afton ending, the the pizzeria underground is set on fire and stuff. We don't know if like the whole mall gets burnt to the ground at that point. Oh yeah, I think both of those future DLC work really well. Returning to the mall, finishing what we started. It would be really cool to get Vanessa involved and going to the mall and seeing her perspective, you know, getting revenge on Glitchtrap for taking over her mind and putting her in a prison for a long time, years probably. So it'd be really cool to see that. Now, with the future DLC, you know, so much potential, because if this takes place like a year after the first security breach, you've got so much potential to keep adding onto the mall. So there could be new areas, new mini games, new games like the golf course and the bowling, go-karting. Like, there's so much potential that you can do in a mall, you know. And I feel like Steelwood do have ideas. I think they probably wanted to make it even bigger, and they said, you know what? Let's keep the gymnasium area for the future DLC. You know, Steelwood can still make a lot of cool new areas. And again, with that, it gives time for Glitchtrap or Vanny, whatever ending happened, it gives Vanny or Glitchtrap more time to make new creations, new animatronics, new enemies. So when we do go back to the mall, it's going to be a nightmare. I can imagine Glitchtrap and Vanny making like proper like endoskeleton boss fights and stuff like that, like really creepy creations like the staff bots, the nightmare staff bots. So the positive thing about all of this is that the future DLC of Security Breach has a lot of potential. Whatever route they take, you know, all of the ideas I've said, I think they would work really well. I think the best one would be either a prequel or a future DLC, because then we get to see, if it's a prequel, we get to see Glamrock Bonnie, we get to see the origins of Vanny and Glitchtrap and stuff like that. If it's future DLC, we're probably going to see new enemies, new areas to explore, and again, a continuation to the story, more backstory about everything. So whatever DLC we have, I feel like it's going to expand on, you know, the backstory of the whole mall. When was it built? What was going on? What happened with Vanny? Backstory about Vanessa, backstory about Glitchtrap, backstory about Afton, backstory about the missing kids. But I really like the perspective of having it as a prequel, going in as a missing kid. I feel like that would be amazing. And then we can see what Glamrock Bonnie looks like, the origins of Vanny and Glitchtrap, and then having like a bad ending happen to us where we do get, you know, taken. I feel like that's got some good potential, and it makes it more darker, right? And it gives it a bit of a change with FNaF, because we always just burn down the mall or, you know, win. It'd be really nice to see a perspective where we actually lose at the end. Maybe that you can do 2 DLC then, a prequel, Vanny Origins, and a future DLC, Gregory's Return or something like that. You know, Glitchtrap's Return. So it's a lot of potential in this game. Fix all the bugs. And when that's all done, the world's your oyster, Steelwood. You have got a lot of potential with this game, and I'm looking forward to it. So you never know. Maybe some of the ideas we've said are already in the works. Maybe Steelwood are already making a prequel DLC or a sequel DLC. But I would love to hear your ideas on what you guys think the Security Breach DLC could be. And I'm really looking forward to reading them. I've had this on my mind for a long time, but I wanted to wait a little bit. When the game's, you know, out and everybody's played it and all of the endings have been found, no more secrets. I thought I'd wait until then. So, you know, I don't want people to be like, oh my god, the game's just came out, why are you talking about DLC? It's just a speculation video, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about. The DLC's a long way away. I would say at least a year until the future DLC. Obviously, it's not going to take as long as the main game. And they've got all the, you know, they've got the foundations of Security Breach to work on. You know, they've got the mall made and everything. We just have to make new areas and new creatures and creations and enemies and stuff like that. But they've got the foundations of Security Breach, so it shouldn't take that long to make compared to making the full game. Because it's going to be taking place in the same mall. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave a like if you've enjoyed. Again, let me know your speculative thoughts on the DLC of Security Breach. Take care, lots of love, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.